Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 102 of the Super Sam Sports Encore podcast. This is going to be a watch party of both the technically crossover of two watch parties. It's going to be Ohio State versus Western Michigan, and also Houston versus Rider. Ohio State Buckeyes versus Western Michigan, and Houston Cougars versus Rider. So, as always, I'm very excited for this one. Indiana's game just ended versus Lindenwood, and they just switched over to the Ohio State game, so we're about to get started on that one. It says 5 minutes and 40 seconds till tip off for that game. Um, of course, with these crossover like watch parties where we cross over two games that we're supposed to be doing. Usually, what we do is obviously we do a watch party for both, and then if obviously one, which is most of the case, one finishes before the other, we immediately once that game's done, we immediately end this stream and then start a new stream for the rest of that other game. So as always, I'm very excited for this one. Let me real quick mute this. Really excited for this one as always. Real quick though, I do want to look at some ESPN stuff real quick before the game does start. Real quick before the game starts, let's look at some NCAA men's college basketball scores. So of course you got the Houston game with 5:15 to go in the game. One ranked Purdue leads Memphis 68-64. 41-25. 14 ranked St. John's leads Bucknell at halftime. 43-21. 20 ranked Tennessee leads Tennessee State at halftime. And coming up at 7:30 p.m. Central Time on CBS Sports Network in about 30 minutes from now is 15 ranked Texas Tech versus Wake Forest in the Bahama Championship. So, yeah. Purdue Memphis game is in the CBS Sports Network Bahama Championship also. So, but as always, for those who are interested in the Indiana game, Indiana won 73-53 over Lindenwood by 20 points. So Indiana now improves to 5-0, 5-game winning streak to start off the season, and it keeps the undefeated season alive. Division 1. What the heck? Okay. Division 1 scores. All right, so Stony Brook leads Brown 61-49, 9:45 to go in the game. 17-24 to go in the game. Delaware State leads Keene, or Delaware State is tied with Keene 43-43. Colgate leads Cornell 41-37 at halftime. Nebraska leads New Mexico at halftime 43-25. Vanderbilt leads Texas Southern 60-33 at halftime. At halftime, Princeton leads 33-20 over Northeastern. At halftime, Florida Atlantic leads Pacific 40-28. There's an ant bug crawling on my 53-39 Queens University over UNC Greensboro. At halftime. Wright State over Ohio Wesleyan 52-24 at halftime. And says 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes, right at 2 minutes, basically till tip off. But in the Ohio State game, at halftime, Northern Kentucky leads Central Michigan 44-30, 40-24 Iowa over Chicago State at halftime. No, never mind, it's a flying bug. Mercyhurst is losing to Miami, Ohio 37-29 at halftime. At halftime, at Pitt is losing to UCF by 2, 38-36. 38-29 at Fordham leads Long Island University at halftime. At halftime, Miami is beating Elon at 48-41. 9:58 to go in the first half. They just started their game. Houston Christian versus College of Biblical, I think that is. Actually, I can check. Well, okay, never mind. Well, I can check. College of Biblical Studies Ambassadors. Okay, that's what it is. Scroll all the way down. 19:17 to go in the first half. Tarleton State leads Rice 2-0. 5-0 Oklahoma over Oral Roberts. 18-13 left in the first. 9:10 to go in the first. North Texas still scoreless. Central Arkansas, they just started. 4-3 Illinois State over Rockford at 18:35 to go in the first. 2-2 ball game between South Dakota and Missouri. 19 minutes to go in the first. And then, yeah. Coming up at 8 p.m. Central Time on ESPN Plus, Cal Poly versus Utah. Coming up at 8:30 p.m. Central Time on Peacock is Mississippi State versus Kansas State in the Hall of Fame Classic. 9 p.m. Central Time on the Big Ten Network, St. Joseph's takes on UNLV. Sorry. Troy takes on USC. But also at 9 p.m. Central Time, St. Joseph's takes on UNLV. At 10:59 p.m. Central Time, ESPN Plus, Arizona State plays Hawaii. Yeah, Incarnate Wood beat Southern Indiana 87-81. High Point beat UIC 90-80. Marshall beat Arkansas Pine Bluff 98-70. Arkansas Pine Bluff's 0-7 and 0-7 on the road. Jeez. Montana State beat Noble 92-55, and St. Bonaventure beat Robert Morris 75-61. And we are underway. The tip is good. Ohio State wins the tip to start things off for. And a foul already. Already a foul on Western Michigan, and that'll be 2 free throws at the line for the Buckeyes. They fouled Christoph Tilley, so he'll go to the free throw line for the Buckeyes. Makes the first one 1-0. Makes both of them. It's now 2-0 Buckeyes to start the game. Jalen Griffith off the mark. That'll be out of bounds. And that'll stay Western Michigan ball. All right, Western Michigan looking, passing. Looking for an open shot. 3-pointer is in and out. Ohio State defensive rebound. For sure, I'll say D rebound. 3-pointer for Bruce Thornton is off the mark at Western Michigan with the D rebound. Defensive rebound. For 2 is in and out. Bruce Thornton for the Buckeyes gets the defensive rebound. For 3 is good. Drained. 5-0 Buckeyes. That was John Mobley Jr. for 3. Buckeyes lead Western Michigan 5-0. Under 18:30 to go in the first half. Western Michigan now has the ball. Western Michigan comes into this game at 2-3 overall. Ohio State comes into the game 4-0 overall. For 2 is good. Western Michigan's on the board. It's now 5-2. If Ohio State wins, they'll start off the season 5-0 on a 5-game win streak and keep their undefeated season alive. But not only that, give Western Michigan a 2-4 start to the season. A dunk, the slam for Noel in the paint. Ohio State now leads 7-2. If Western Michigan wins, of course, they'll be tied 3-3, and they'll give Ohio State their first loss of the season at 5-1. Doubt that's going to happen, but you never know. See a lot of crazy stuff in college basketball. For 3, that was off the mark, but a foul on Tilly in Ohio State, so foul that goes against Ohio State. Nice dunk there by Noel in the paint at the goal. Foul. Western Michigan player went down. All right. 3-pointer Western Michigan in and out. Mobley Jr. with the defensive rebound for the Buckeyes. For 3 is off. I was about to say if he drains that, he's insane. Offensive rebound, though, for the Buckeyes. Tilly for 2 is off the mark. Western Michigan defensive rebound. Misses. Ohio State defensive rebound. On Western at Michigan. $16 minutes to go in the first half. Whipped it away. Ohio State steals the ball. Shot clock violation on the Buckeyes. Turnover. Western Michigan ball. Timeout's taken. They'll take their first commercial break of the game. 7-4 Buckeyes over Western Michigan. 15 minutes, 58 seconds to go in the first half. All right. NFL scores. So coming up tonight, actually, because tonight's Thursday. So coming up tonight at 7 in about 3 minutes, approximately 7:15 p.m. Central Time on Prime Video for those who want to see that game. Houston Texans versus Buffalo Bills. Sunday, 12 p.m. Central Time on CBS is the Steelers versus Bears. Patriots versus Bengals. On Fox is the Giants versus Lions. Vikings versus Packers. Seahawks versus Titans. On CBS also is on the Colts versus Chiefs. Jets versus Ravens, Browns versus Patriots at 3:05 p.m. Central Time. Jaguars versus Cardinals, also on Fox at 3:25 p.m. Central Time. Is the Eagles versus Cowboys, Falcons, and Saints. And then at NBC/Peacock at 7:20 p.m. Central Time is the Buccaneers versus Rams. Monday Night Football is the Panthers versus 49ers at 7:15 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. The bye week teams that have a bye week this week are the Broncos, Miami Dolphins, Chargers, LA Chargers, and Washington Commanders. NBA scores. At halftime, the Clippers are losing to the Magic 61-49. 10:31 to go in the first. 10:26 to go in the first quarter. The Kings are leading the Grizzlies 3-2. 9:44 to go in the first quarter. 11-4 76ers over Bucks. Now 9:34 to go in the first quarter. 8:54 to go in the first quarter. 8:51 to go in the first quarter. 7-5 Spurs over Hawks. NHL scores. 13:20 to go in the second. 1-0. Second period. 1-0. Blue Jackets over Maple Leafs. 18 minutes to go in the second period. 2-1 Capitals just scored. They're beating the Canadiens now. 16:34 to go in the second period. Islanders are beating the Red Wings 3-0. 16:16 to go in the second period. Devils are losing to the Panthers 1-0. 15:44 to go in the second period. The Blues lead the Flyers 2-0. 1:49 to go in the first period. 1-0 Oilers over Lightning. And 16:26 to go in the first period. Kraken versus Blackhawks still 0-0. Coming up at 8 p.m. Central Time on ESPN Plus, the Rangers versus Avalanche. All right, let me see. Still 7-4. Western Michigan basketball. 15:20 to go in the first half. Ohio State has the ball. Not Western Michigan, my bad. Ohio State. Christoph Taylor has the ball. Just passed it to John Mobley Jr. Passed it back to Taylor. Passed it back to Mobley Jr. for two. Is good. Nice shot. 9-4 Buckeyes. 15 minutes left. 9-4 Buckeyes over Western Michigan. Western Michigan ball. For two. He's off the mark. Defensive rebound for Noel. The dunk. Nice passing there. Ohio State now leads 11-4 over Western Michigan. 11-4. 14.5 minutes to go in the first half. Offensive foul on Western Michigan. That'll be Ohio State ball again. Coming up at 8 p.m. Central Time on ESPN Plus is also the Golden Knights versus Mammoth. And then 9 p.m. Central Time, ESPN Plus is the Stars versus Canucks. Senators versus Ducks. And also on ESPN Plus Hulu's the Kings versus Sharks. Ohio State ball. For two is good. 13-4. And timeout taken already. Timeout taken again by Western Michigan. All right, now let's look at some MLB stuff. Could there be an AL East battle for Kyle Tucker? This was in the article per Jared Greenspan of MLB.com. It says Kyle Tucker is viewed as the best all-around player on the free agent market, and interested parties are already lining up to make their pitch. Tucker hits free agency on the heels of an up and down season with the Cubs, in which he posted a 143 OPS plus while playing through a hairline fracture in his right hand for much of the summer. Entering 2026, his age 29 season, Tucker has been worth at least 4.0 F4 in each of the past 5 years, thanks in part due to a lifetime .865 OPS. One team linked to Tucker early in the offseason, according to a report from ESPN's Jeff Passan, is the Blue Jays, who are eager to add a roster that fell one win shy of a World Series title in 2025. Pairing Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with Tucker would make for an elite 1-2 punch. Not to mention, Tucker is one of the game's most disciplined hitters, touting the unique combination of power and contact that defined Toronto's approach in October. Enough of that. 13.5 to go in the first half. 13-4 Ohio State over Western Michigan. Ohio State for 2. It's not 15-4. The transfer from Indiana makes the 2. Buckeyes lead Western Michigan now 15-4. 8-0 scoring run so far for the Buckeyes. Almost a steal there for the Buckeyes, but Western Michigan recovers for 3. Is off the mark. Almost went out of bounds at the top of the post, top of the goal, but no. Ohio State defensive rebound for 3. Noel off the mark. Western Michigan defensive rebound. Long night. Western Michigan for 2 is good. 15-5. Sorry, 15-6. I mean. 15-6. Going for 3 is good from the corner. 18-6. 18-6 Buckeyes. Western Michigan looking for a shot for 2 is off the mark. Western Michigan, though, offensive rebound. And they will have another shot at it. Almost another steal there by Ohio State. For 2 is good. Western Michigan is now 18-8, 10-point game again. Ohio State has selected Western Michigan for the steal. For the 2 is off the mark. Timeout called, and they'll take another commercial break. All right, now let's talk about this. All right, so by far the biggest move that the Astros have made so far this offseason, the Astros acquired Nick Allen for the Braves. That's not the biggest move. The biggest move is that they sent Mauricio Dubon to the Braves. Nick Allen doesn't mean anything. This was an article per Brian McTaggart, Astros writer, and of MLB.com. It says that one day after they designated utility infielder Ramos Urias for assignment, they did that as well. The Astros traded veteran Gold Glove utility infielder / outfielder Mauricio Dubon to the Braves in exchange for infielder Nick Allen on Wednesday night. The moves give the Astros some payroll flexibility in their pursuit of pitching, which is their biggest need this winter. Urias and Dubon, both of whom were in their 3rd year of arbitration, had 1 year of control remaining and were likely to get non-tendered by the Astros prior to Friday's deadline. Allen has 3 years of team control remaining and is arbitration eligible for the first time. Astros General Manager Dana Brown said, owner Jim Crane, Astros General Manager Dana Brown said, quote unquote, We are trying to get creative in getting some pitching, and in doing so, pitching is going to cost, which is why people think the trade is a financial move. Jim Crane has always been dedicated and focused on spending money to make the team better. Not from what I understand. Allen, 27 years old, slashed a .221, .284, with 11 doubles, 32 runs, 22 RBIs, and 8 stolen bases in 135 games with the Braves last season. He was a finalist for the National League Gold Glove Award at shortstop after ranking fourth in outs above average, 17 in the NL. He's also played second base and shortstop in the big leagues. Brown said, quote unquote, I think it's a potential upside at play. You are getting a little bit younger in your utility role. It's a former high pick. He's the speed package. He's a really good defender on the infield and the outfield. I don't think we were going to need Dubon to play as much outfield next year. I think we are a little stacked on the infield, as people already know. So there you go. Basically, what that means is Dana Brown is what you might call a pig. Could there be an AL? Oh no, sorry, we already read that. There was something. Oh, this is interesting. Angels have checked in on Bellinger. This was an article for MLB.com. It says on November 20th today, Angels have checked in on Bellinger. And we'll read more about that after this. 18-9, Ohio State over Western Michigan. They made a free throw. Ohio State has the ball. Bruce Thornton passes to Bruce Thornton for two off the mark, and Western Michigan with the defensive rebound. And they will try to inch closer to Ohio and cut down a little bit more on that Ohio State lead. Three-pointer is drained, 18-12. John Mobley Jr., defensive rebound for Ohio State, passes it to, looks like Tilly, I believe. Three-pointer off the mark, defensive rebound at Western Michigan. Ohio State, a foul on Ohio State. I believe so. Yeah. All right. So, could Bellinger return to Los Angeles, but with another team? The former MVP spent the first 6 seasons of his career with the Dodgers, and the defending champs are reportedly interested in a reunion. But the Angels are interested in Bellinger too, with MLB Network insider John Heyman reporting that they have checked in on the free agent outfielder. On Tuesday, the Angels traded outfielder Taylor Ward, a 36-homer bat, and subsequently created a hole in the middle of their lineup. Ward played 153 games last season in left field, which is also where Bellinger, a plus defender at all three outfield spots, spent the majority of his time in 2025 for the Yankees. (10:22) during the first half, 18-12. Ohio State still leads Western Michigan. This one, more Astros news. Brian McTaggart. It says Astros adding veteran catching coach Cousins to staff. Source: Brian McTaggart, MLB.com, and Astros writer. Brewer for two is off the mark. They're going to look at the shot clock. All right. Per Brian McTaggart, it says Houston, the Astros continue to fill out their coaching staff this week by hiring veteran coach Tim Cousins as the team's new catching coach. A source told MLB.com on Thursday the team has not yet confirmed the hiring. The hiring of Cousins comes 1 week after the club announced the addition of Anthony LaPose as hitting coach, where he will assist hitting coach Victor Rodriguez. Rodriguez was hired earlier in November after 2 seasons with the Padres. In announcing the hiring of LaPose, the club also announced the promotion of Dan Hennigan as director of hitting and offensive coordinator, though he won't be in uniform. Cousins, who's 55, spent the previous 7 seasons as the Orioles' Major League field coordinator and catching instructor after holding similar positions with the Cubs 2013-18 and Marlins 2018-12. He also managed for several seasons in the Marlins system and was the bullpen catcher for the Royals from 2000 to 01. But yeah, that's that. And that is a 2-pointer for Ohio State. It's now 20-12. That was John Mobley Jr. again. Now at 7 points and is now 3 for 4 in field goals in this game. All right, Western Michigan has the ball. For 3 is off the mark. A defensive rebound. Buckeyes passes it to Bruce Thornton. Passes it back to Royal. For 3 is off the mark. Too strong. But Ohio State will keep it. There's foul on Western Michigan, so Buckeyes will keep it. They'll head to the free throw line for a couple. Japanese right-hander Aime already drawing interest. Hope I'm saying that right. From MLB.com, it says November 20th, Giants showing interest in Japanese right-hand pitcher Aime. 1 day after the 45-day negotiating window officially opened for Tatsuya Aime, one team is already emerging as a potential suitor for the Japanese right-hander. According to MLB.com, MLB Network, insider John Paul Morosi, the Giants are expressing interest in Aime, who has been one of the best pitchers in Nippon professional baseball over the past few seasons. Aime was posted by his NPB team at the Sultana Cebu Lions on Tuesday and has until January 2nd, 2026 at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Central Time to reach an agreement with an MLB club. The Giants fell short in their pursuit of other Japanese superstars in recent years. They were in the sweepstakes for Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Shohei Ohtani in the 2023-24 offseason before both players signed with the Dodgers. In the prior offseason, San Francisco was in the running for NPB star Kodai Senga, who ultimately joined the Mets. 22-12, 10-point game. Mobley for 3 is good. Ohio State leads 25-12 over Western Michigan with 8:48 to go in the first half. They will take a timeout and a commercial break. I'm gonna guess. All right. Slugger, Okamoto, right-hand pitcher Takahashi are posted for MLB free agency. This is per Brian Murphy of MLB.com. It says MLB teams were notified on Thursday that 2 more Japanese stars are headed stateside. Infielder Kazuma Okamoto of the Yomiuri Giants and right-hand pitcher Kona Takahashi of the Saitama Cebu Lions have both been posted for MLB free agency by their respective Nippon professional baseball clubs. Both players will be able to negotiate with big league teams beginning on Friday at 7 a.m. Central Time. Their 45-day negotiating window will close on January 4th at 4 p.m. Central Time. If either player is still unsigned after that point, that player will return to his NPB team. All right, 25-12. Yeah, 8:30. Ohio State over Western Michigan. 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. Bruce Thornton and a foul on Western Michigan. Foul on Bruce. Foul against Western Michigan. They fouled Bruce Thornton, so that will be free throws, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, something like that. Um, all right, annual all trade rumor team players at each position who could be dealt. Per Mark Feinstein of MLB.com, it says this year's free agent market features a number of star players, including Kyle Tucker, Kyle Schwarber, Alex Bregman, and Pete Alonso. Those players and others on the open market will generate plenty of talk in the coming weeks. Yet, executives at the general managers at meetings in Las Vegas seemed just as intrigued by the trade target, which could see several all-star players moved before next season. For the eighth consecutive year, MLB.com has put together its annual all-trade rumor team, one position at a time, looking at the key players whose names figure to be staples on the trade market in the coming months. Last year's list included Garrett Crochet and Devin Williams, who wound up being the centerpieces of two of the winners' biggest deals. Which players from this year's list will find themselves on the move? So I'm not gonna read it. I'm just gonna list out the players. We got Braves catcher Sean Murphy. Buzz factor low. Rays first baseman Yandy Diaz. Buzz factor is medium. We got Cardinals second baseman Brendan Donovan. High buzz factor. Shortstop Nationals CJ Abrams. Low buzz factor. Cardinals third baseman Nolan Arenado, who has a high buzz factor. Red Sox outfielder Jarren Duran, who has also a high buzz factor. Guardians outfielder Steven Kwan, who has a low buzz factor. Phillies outfielder Nick Castellanos, who has a high buzz factor. Red Sox DH Masataka Yoshida, low buzz factor. Twins right-hand pitcher Joe Ryan, medium buzz factor. Tigers left-hand pitcher Tariq Skubal, low buzz factor. And same with Rockies relief pitcher Victor Vodnik, who also has a low buzz factor. All right, let me see. Uh, Hmm. All right, 7 minutes to go here in the first half. It's 29-12 Buckeyes over Western Michigan. Western Michigan for two. Buckeyes defensive rebound. It's missed. Buckeyes defensive rebound. Mobley Jr. passes it down to number one. I have no idea who that is, but loses out of bounds. Turnover. Western Michigan basketball. Drills it for three. 35-12 Ohio State over Western Michigan. Buckeyes are now on a 17-0 run, scoring run in the last 4 minutes and like 20 seconds now. Probably now 4 minutes, 20 seconds. 2-pointer, that's broken now. 2-pointer for Western Michigan is now 35-14. Ohio State makes the two, it's now 37-14. For two, Western Michigan off the mark, Ohio State defensive rebound. The heel and out of bounds, but it'll stay Ohio State basketball. All right, Ohio State is at the free throw line. Makes the first one, it's 38-14. All right. 4 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the first half, 39-14. Buckeyes over Western Michigan. I need to figure out what they are, like Mustangs. That is an air ball that's out of bounds. Turnover. Turnover, it will be Western Michigan ball. Broncos, that's what they are. Okay. I was guessing Mustangs, but yeah. All right. All right, must Broncos bad job there. Steal by Ohio State for two, but Mobley is off the mark. Offensive rebound for two is off the mark. Defensive rebound for the Broncos. For three, off the mark. Ohio State defensive rebound. And a three for the Buckeyes. They now lead 41-14 over the Broncos. For two, off the mark. They can't even make a simple shot like that. For two, off the mark. Buckeyes, a defensive rebound. In the corner, off the mark. Broncos, defensive rebound. 23-2 scoring run in the last 6 minutes 40 seconds for the Buckeyes. 23-2 scoring run over the Broncos. 3 minutes left in the first half. Western Michigan for three is off the mark. Ohio State defensive rebound. And that's a bad job there. Great defense, though, by the Broncos. And the steal for two off the mark, but tipped away. I don't even know what's happening, honestly. All right. Videos. Uh, um, 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 I'm a reactor, so I'm gonna get the song stuck in my head. Ohio State for two off the mark. 41-16, Ohio State over Western Michigan. 2:09 to go in the first half. Three-pointer for the Broncos. It's now 43-19. They're down. And that's a three for the Buckeyes. Now 46-16, 46-19. Chapman with the three for the Buckeyes. Western Michigan with the ball now. For two is off the mark. Buckeyes defensive rebound. 1 minute remains here in the first half. Officially 1 minute left. Now under, but 3-pointer for Ohio State now 49-19. Out of bounds stays with Western Michigan. Thirty seconds left here in the first half. Dun, 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 dun. Mm, 27 seconds left here in the first half. 49, 21, 27 seconds left in the first half. 49-21, Ohio State over Western Michigan. Three-pointer is good. Buzzer beater to end it off for Western Michigan. A three-pointer at halftime. It's 49-24. Buckeyes over Broncos. Uh, yeah. Mhm. True TV, True TV, True TV, True TV, True TV. All right, 7:20 to go in halftime for the second half for the Buckeyes. All right, so right now we're waiting on the Houston game. It's already past 6. It's 6:0. Sorry, already past 8. It's already 8:04. So we're already 4 minutes past the start time for Houston, but we're right now waiting on the St. John's Bucknell game to finish. Right now, St. John's 14 ranked St. John's leads Bucknell 89-45. 2:45 to go in the game. Bucknell's up the line, leads the line, and just missed that one. It stays 89-45. So, It's 150 left and under 150 left in the game. 94-45. St. John, 14 St. John's of Bucknell for three. Bucknell cashes it in 94-48. St. John's for two is off the mark. Foul on Bucknell, though. Alright, St. John's game is almost done. They got 1 minute left. And it says True TV. It's still taking me to Bucknell and St. John's. Okay, whatever. Nineties makes both free throws. Now 97-49. 14 St. John's over Bucknell. 1 minute officially remains. St. John's will improve to 3-1 on the season, and Bucknell will go to 2-4 start the season. Yeah, I feel like that's one thing, in my opinion, that'll be very fun to watch. As always, is conference play. So, all right. So they need a break to switch over to Houston game. So, and they haven't even started the game. They were waiting for. I'm I'm gonna go ahead and assume that if they don't break from the Bucknell St. John's game and move over to Houston, then they're just gonna have to start the Houston game. They can't go any later. It's the number 2 ranked 4-0 number 2 ranked Houston Cougars versus the 1-3 Rider Bronx at the Farida Center in Houston, Texas, home of the Cougars. All right, so Ohio State started back up just like a few minutes ago. Started back up the second half. Western Michigan ball. Western Michigan for 3 is off the mark. Ohio State defensive rebound. John Mobley Jr. passes it to Bruce Thornton for 2 off the mark, but the foul on Western Michigan. 12th season as Houston's head coach for Kelvin Sampson. And there is the Riders head coach, 14th season as Riders head coach, has a 207-205 overall record. Emmanuel Sharp, Milo Suzanne, Kingston Flemings, Joseph Tugler, and I couldn't read the last one, but that's your starting 5 for Houston. And we're underway as Houston wins the tip to start this game. For 3 is off the mark. That was Sharp's off the mark. Ryder with the defensive rebound. Hmm. Three-pointer is good. Flemings with the 3. Houston, 2-ranked Houston leads Ryder, start the game 3-0. Ryder with the ball. Ryder for 3. We are not tied. Off the mark. Houston defensive rebound. Houston for 3 is cashed in. Houston leads by 3. Sorry, by 6. It's now 6-0. Ohio State leads 53-27 over Western Michigan. 18:25 to go in the second half. Western Michigan shooting 2 free throws. They just made that first one. Sorry, it's 5-0. It was 5-0 Houston. Apparently, he was on the line. That's now 5-2. Riders hit a 2. Houston for 3 is cashed in. It's now 8-2. Houston over Rider. Ten to 2. 2-ranked Houston over Rider. 17:20 to go in the first half of this Houston game. They just said the starters are still out there for the Ohio State Buckeyes. We'll see when they decide to get into their bench. 17:50 to go in the game. It's 55-28 Ohio State over Western Michigan. Way short. Still 55-28. 17:05 to go in the first half. 10-2 to ranked Houston over Rider. All right. 16 and a half minutes to go here in the first half. 13-2 to ranked Houston over Rider. Seventeen to 2, Houston over Rider. 15 minutes to go here in the first half. Three-pointer for Riders cashed in is now 17-5. But Emmanuel Sharp is down in pain for Houston. Ohio State leads 59-28 with 17 minutes to go in the game over the Western Michigan Broncos. Western Michigan ball for two is off the mark, but Ohio State ball. Alright. 14-15 left here in the first half. 19-7 to rank Houston over Rider. $13.50 left in the first half. 3-pointer for Houston is off the mark. Rider defensive rebound. Still 19-8 Houston. Misses it. Houston with the ball. The 2 is off the mark. Offensive rebound for the Cougars. 3-pointer is off the mark. Offensive rebound. For three, Uzan is off the mark. Two, defensive rebound for Ryder. 2-pointer for Ryder's off the mark. Foul will stay on Ryder's end. 14:59 left in the game at 62-30. Ohio State over Western Michigan. John Mobley Jr. at the free throw line for the Buckeyes. So 65-30 over Western Michigan. 12:30 to go in the first half, 22-8. Houston over Ryder. And that's a missed three. Houston defensive rebound. Houston has the ball again. For three, off the mark, Ryder defensive rebound. And nice shot there. It's now 22-10. Ohio State ball. For three, off the mark. Still offensive rebound though. For two is off the mark. For two again is good. Buckeyes lead Broncos at 67-30 with 13:40 to go in the game. That was Amari Bynum. Bynum now has 9 points and 7 rebounds for Ohio State. I made that too. For two is no good. Shot clock violation on Western Michigan. So that'll be Buckeyes ball. Yes. Yeah. Ohio State with the jump shots, 3-pointer, 73-30, 11:50 left in the game. For two, for three is good. It's now 73-33. 3-pointer Ohio State is off the mark. For two is good. Off the mark. Sorry. For two is off the mark. Western Michigan finally with the defensive rebound, still 73-33. And bad job. Almost lost. Almost. Ohio State almost stole it. Western Michigan for two is off the mark. Ohio State defensive rebound. Two-ranked Houston leads 24-10 over Rider. 10 minutes to go here in the first half. 10:52 to go in the game. 73-33 Ohio State over Western Michigan. For three, Houston cashes in. It's now 27-13. Sorry, that was only a 2-point. It's now 26-13. Houston with the steal. Bad passing there. Steal for Ryder. For two is good. It's now 26-15. I'll be right back. Thirty-three 15, Houston over Ryder. They're heading the commercial break. It is 7:36 to go in the first half in the Houston game. Right now in the Ohio State game, it is Ohio State ball. And it's 10:50 to go in the game. Ohio State leads Western Michigan 73-33. Ohio State. Amari Bynum out the free throw line for Ohio State. Misses that first. makes that one. It's now 74-33. Western Michigan for two's off the mark. About a foul, it looks like, on the Buckeyes. Two. 7.5 to go in the first half. 33-17. Houston over Rider. 9:20 to go in the game. It's 74-35 for Buckeyes over Ohio State over Western Michigan. For three, air ball, out of bounds, turnover, Ohio State ball. And here comes Ohio. 7:40 to go in the game. It's 76-37. I'm pretty sure Ohio State over Western Michigan is what it said. Yeah, 76-37. Ohio State over Western Michigan. 7:40 to go in the game. 4:30 to go in the first half. 37-17. 3-pointer for Houston. 40-17. Houston over Rider. 4:20 left in the first half. Four 4:10 left in the first half. It's 40-17. Houston over Rider. Rider for three is good. 40-20. 20-point game. All right, Houston with 3 off the mark. 42-23. Houston over Ryder. 2:30 to go in the first half. Sorry, 84-45. Ohio State over Western Michigan. 44:58 to go in the game. Hold on, guys. Almost done. Alright, Alright, Houston. Right now. Alright, Western Michigan has the ball. 3:50 to go. 3:50 to go in the game. Buckeyes lead the Broncos 86-47. Ohio State will start off the season at 5-0 with a 5-game winning streak and will keep their undefeated season alive, which means they will give Western Michigan their fourth loss of the season, making them 2-4. Ohio State for 2 is good. It's now 88-47. Halftime right now is 20-16 Texans over Bills on Prime Video. Right now, Houston leads Ryder at halftime 47-25. Friendly reminder, as always, once this Ohio State Western Michigan game ends in about 2 minutes and 53 seconds, I will quickly end this stream and then start a new stream for the remainder of our watch party to the Houston Rider game. This stream has already been going for about 2 hours now. Surprisingly, only 2 hours. Two 37 to go in the game. It's 89-51. Ohio State over Western Michigan. Brady Swartz is at the free throw line right now for the Broncos. Western Michigan will get Brady for Western Michigan will get 2 free throws here. So just one, I guess, or maybe made the free. I don't know. Missed that one. It's still 89-51. 2.5 minutes to go. Bad job there by the Ohio State offense. Steal by Western Michigan. Almost lost it, but recovered. Almost was a steal by Ohio State, and now it's a steal by Ohio State. And a travel on the Buckeyes on Chapman. So that'll be a turnover again, and Western Michigan basketball with 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes remain in the game. And that's a 2-pointer for Western Michigan. It's now 89-53. Brady Swartz again, 18 points, 7 for 13 field goals now. Ohio State for 3 is off the mark. Offensive rebound. Off the mark, defensive rebound for the Broncos. 2-pointer. The mark for a foul on the Buckeyes. Hey guys. Huh. Huh. Yeah. Yeah. 118 left in the game. Nice shot. I like those shots where like it hits the rim and spins into the goal. I think those are really cool. Really cool looking. But anyways, Ohio State leads 89-54 over Western Michigan. 118 left to play in the game. Makes that free throw. Makes both of them. It's now 89-55. 1 minute left in the game. For 3, Western Michigan off the mark. Ohio State with the defensive rebound. 44.4 to go in the game. 91 now. 91-55. Ohio State over Western Michigan. 30 seconds. For 3 is good. Western Michigan. It's now 91-58. And shot clock is dead. So 20 seconds remain. Ohio State's going to hold the ball. Ohio State beats Western Michigan at home by a final score of 91-58. Ohio State improves to 5-0 on the year, improves to a 5-game winning streak to start the season, and keeps the undefeated season alive. While Western Michigan earns their 4th loss of the season, is now 2-4 to start off the college basketball season, regular season. All right, as always, guys, like I promised, we're gonna quickly end the stream now that the Ohio State game finished. We're gonna quickly end this stream, start a new stream for the rest of this Houston game. So with that being said, I will see y'all in a few seconds. Peace out, guys.